Hey people, it's me again. So, anyways, I'm out here at the lookout point again, as far as that goes. So, anyways, I'm just letting you guys know that I'm going to resume the audio vlogs for my Rukagi 99 channel, as far as that goes. But considering all of that, as I said like last month, that I'm just ending, my second manifestation journey of that sort. And when it came to, Mr. J, as I refer to him on TikTok, or J2 on here, as far as that goes, because I feel like I have made peace with the situation the entire time. It was just simply me, finding the right opportunity to kind of, completely detach myself and for me to be completely, ready to detach like that, as if, I never manifested him in the first place. That sort of thing. And that's just really the thing here is, and I'm probably not the first person who manifested somebody and, and their specific person is absolutely hates them and wants nothing to do with them whatsoever. But then when you kind of like completely detach and all of this, that's where it's like when they say before, where your specific person now wants you, craves you so badly, as far as that goes. So, anyways, that's just how it is when it comes to that. So, anyways, when it comes to the audio vlogs here, as far as 2024 is concerned, I'm just now going to be focusing on myself as far as that goes. And in that sense, I'm gonna, really steer right into bettering my self-concept and all that, because at least now I have a therapist that I'm gonna see once a month on the phone, of that sort. And it makes it a whole lot easier that way, where I have time to kind of work on myself of that sort. Because I even remember at one point, the last time I had an effective therapist was back around 2005, and at one point it was like I didn't see the therapist for 3 months because I was back here in California, because I was seeing the therapist while I was living in Texas at the time. And at that time afterwards, it was like I was already, accepting the whole, breakup with, Yuli at the time But the whole problem was, is, I didn't even tell that therapist that Eloy was getting jealous of any guy that was friendly towards me, and then jealous of Ricky to the point where he was trying to sabotage the whole relationship between me and Ricky, and that was really what was the bigger problem of that sort. And I should have had gone around and told him off, that I have already, moved on. Then why can't he do the same, as far as that goes. But that's just really what it is. But I never get it when it comes to, people who are the dumpers of that relationship there. Why do they have to kind of go around past the dumpee? And so you make the conscious choice not to want the dumpee, and as far as that goes. And sometimes it's like, maybe they're just mean. But it's just one of those little things. When their guilt goes up in flames. But feels like he's like one of my favorite mistakes. You know what I mean? It's weird. I can accept that sort of loss a lot quicker, than I had at this point, The fact that I had all these intense emotions towards him like that, and now it's like it's just, almost completely non-existent. And then it's like, once I get to that whole point, when it becomes an afterthought, that's where the whole dynamic switches. Yep. Because it always happens. It always happens, even if you don't want that person back ever. It always happens. Because I remember at one point how many times that Ricky had came back, and I thought he would never come back. I thought he would never come back, and and at that point where I was felt like, that I'm okay with not having him. And I remember at one point where I told him off that I didn't want you, I don't need you. And then that was back around like April of 2009. And then it was July of 2009, he texted me out of the blue, didn't want to fuck. Of course I did, because I was horny. And I missed him in a way. But then it was like, I forgot what happened. Was it because I wasn't in contact with Ricky after that until it was like the end of 2011, start of 2012, and I was fully in contact with him again around 2013, and I started that sort of thing up again, and it was the same shit again. And then because then I ended up breaking up with him in 2014, at that point. And then I didn't really talk to him until 5 years ago, after Dad had passed away. But I was also like, I didn't even know where he could reach me on Instagram at that point. And then he ended up blocking me on Instagram. And then it was he unblocked me on Instagram, and I ended up blocking him on Instagram, of that sort. And I absolutely had no intention of ever really talking to him ever again at that point, because I felt fine about him. But as far as J2 is concerned, I think that I'm still going to give him another chance at that point, and after all the dust has settled when it comes to this situation here, and that is just really, this time next year is probably when I'm going to be ready to get back in touch with him at that point. Maybe even later. I don't know. It's just, after all, I'm letting all of this sort of thing roll off me like it's no big deal. Yeah. To tell the truth. And I think that's just pretty much it. I don't really feel that upset as much as I should be feeling upset or sad or whatever it is, because it was bound to happen this sort of way, and that, that I'll be back at some point or another. It's just simply, I need to, focus on somebody else at the time. And that's just really what it is. I want to focus on myself as well. So, anyways, talk to you guys later.